is Jackie from Pocket of Preschool, and tonight, can you guess what we are talking about? We are talking all about light table activities and a lot of like DIY light table activities that you like making your own manipulatives and using things from the dollar store. So without further ado, tell me in the comment, what is your favorite light table activity, or if there's a manipulative or something you've made for the light table or something you love from the dollar store for the light table, kind of tell me down below in the comments. So yeah, so you can't see it, but I am surrounded by all kinds of fun light table activities. So let's just get right into it. So light table activities. You can see this is my light table. I'm in my Discovery Center. I keep my light table in my Discovery Center. I don't always have a light table. Sometimes I have it and then I get rid of it for a while. It just depends on the kids in the year and how it works. And honestly, how big my classroom is, right? Like you can't always fit everything. So let's talk about manipulatives. So you can see I have my tray of manipulatives. Before I talk about that, I want to show you guys. Please don't fall over. Okay, so I literally went to the dollar store like yesterday or the day before, and I literally just got a whole bunch of the containers because all of these little things are what make, I think, the light table really engaging. So like, and you know the fancy part of the dollar store, like the fancy party section, you can get a whole bunch of clear like containers. I use these, you can use these all over your classroom, not just for the light table. So like here's a pack of like 6. They're kind of like those little square little containers. So we have those. They also have these like round shot glasses, which obviously we would not say those are shot glasses. They also have these, which I've never seen these before. They're like a littler, skinny, not very deep tray. And there's 12 of these in them. Like you could put like letters in those. How much fun would that be? Which I'm going to keep those up there. We may have to do something with those in a minute. They also have these plates that are coming in an 8-pack. So you can write letters, write numbers on them. They're little like, you can use them for little like sorting boards, which I have one I'm going to show you. They have these cups, which I use all the time. They're just like little circles. I think they come in like a pack of 4. They have like the taller shot glasses. Those are fun. And they also have these little cups. I want to say these are like in a pack of 8. And what's also great about that is if the kids break them, it's fine. And then these are new. I haven't seen these. So they're kind of like a little cake holder. So these would be great to put manipulatives in if they're building or something like that, just to kind of make it more engaging and the light can shine through. And then stack those right under there for a minute. And then they also have this big bowl, which you're thinking, what would you use this for? You could put like light table block or any kind of like blocks or anything that's like big. You could set that on the table if they're going to use it at the light table. Perfect. They also have these like little serving trays, but look how pretty the light shines through. So like great for like a writing tray at the light table. We talked about these. And then in the like checkout aisle, they have these little, they're like pill reminders, but they're really like all different colors and they're gorgeous. And then you can always check the Target dollar spot because, oh, and then like these are from the dollar store. For any random manipulative that looks translucent, would be great at the light table. These are those like little like hashtag blocks. So those are fun too. Okay, so now, oh, and it's almost summer. So these trays will be out at the at Walmart, Dollar Tree, all the places soon. They're just like little ice cube containers. They're silicone on the bottom, but they come in all different colors. I do have a lot of this too. Anything you see is either Dollar Store, Lakeshore, or Amazon. And I have a whole light table list on my Amazon storefront. So if you want to check that out, you can. And they also have like larger trays like this one, but like these little sorting trays. And sometimes they're colored. Like these are like a blue. Sometimes they have red. So lots and lots of fun stuff that we can grab at the Dollar Tree. So, oh, okay, sorry. And And then this tray is from the Dollar Tree too. But I have a whole bunch of fun manipulatives on it. So let's start with the dollar store one. So these are just little Legos. They're from the Dollar Tree, right? So awesome. Like, how pretty are those? Now you can buy also like the traditional manipulatives too. You can get those. I'm gonna put all these back here. I love these little cars. They're usually like in the party section at stores. I have like some bigger ones and some smaller ones. And again, you can use these also, again, anywhere in your classroom. You don't have to just use this at the light table. I love these little gems. And they also come in like green and blue. Like how gorgeous is that? The light just shines through. The dollar store only typically has green and blue and clear. But again, you can get more if you went from other places. I love using little pony beads. I'm gonna keep some of this up here. And then little color chips. And then any kind of bead. So these are like more of like that star bead. So pretty. And again, just go in your closets and kind of see what you have that would work for the light table. These are really fun. These are Lakeshore, but I have some that are from Amazon too. They're kind of like little, almost like gems or like little translucent rocks. And look how pretty the clear containers look on the light table. So pretty. And then you can also get the regular like counters. Like these are from Lakeshore, but I know there's also like counting bears and things. And then like dominoes, these are from Lakeshore, but again, I'm going to show you how you can make your own. And then let's show you my first activity, and I'll kind of show you how to make some of these other manipulatives. So this is just a tray I have out. Hold on. It's just a tray, and then I put letters or numbers. So this is there we go, a letter and number sort at the light table. Now you can do this a couple different ways. You can use these large gems and you can write letters and numbers on them, okay? I have 1 through 10 in a cup and 1 through, the teens in a cup. You can also make manipulatives on the smaller gems. Of course, I grab N and H. And there's C. You can't really see it on the video, but in person you can see it. I wonder if it's better if we turn it off. Hold on. You see I think that will be better. Okay, you can see the manipulatives a little bit better. Okay, so we got like, there's a C, but I literally just take a permanent marker and write the letters on the little stones. I'll probably turn it on again in a minute. And then you can do that also with numbers, like here's number 10. But just to kind of show you for demonstration purposes, we're going to use these larger letters and numbers. These are from Lakeshore. You can get some off Amazon. Basically what they're going to do is they are going to sort the letters and numbers into the tray. So, like this is a number. And this is just so, oh, by the way, if you ever see this like clear stuff, it's literally a lamination pouch. I just ran it straight through. You can also keep your lamination scraps to use at the light table. And this is just a piece of tape. So I put 1, 2, 3 and ABC. So that way, again, our little learners can't read yet, but they know that numbers are 1, 2, 3. So they would put all the numbers up there. Now you can also do something like have those out, have the gems out too. You don't just have to have one kind of letter manipulative. Okay, you can also make letter manipulatives on these chips. That's a lowercase b. So these are just some colored chips I have. Okay, and I have a ton of them. There's a lot. So I just took a permanent marker and I wrote letters on it. So then you can have letters and numbers, and so they can sort the letters and the numbers using all different kinds of manipulatives that you have on hand. Again, you can have the store-bought ones. you can have ones that are like more DIY. And again, I just wrote on a piece of lamination scrap. So that's one way you can sort letters, or a fun letter activity. I'm gonna put the numbers in here. Yep. I'm gonna put the numbers back. Hold on. And then I have another letter sorting activity for us. Okay, so just a tray. And you can also do different kinds of letter sorts on here. So you could do uppercase and lowercase, straight line. You can put 3 things of tape and do straight lines, curvy lines, and straight and curvy down the middle. So any kind of letter sort that you do on a printable, do it in a tray and just, you know, put it on there. Now, if you don't have this, just write it on a piece of like sentence strip or just a piece of paper. That works too. So remember how I told you I had the plates? So these are just the plates from the dollar store. I wrote on them in a permanent marker. Again, super, super fancy. And then all you have to do is just put all the plates all around and then put some manipulatives out, and then they can sort the manipulatives on the plates. And this is great too if you have younger learners, so maybe they don't know, you don't want to work on all 26 letters of the alphabet. Pick 6, pick 8, pick 3, and they can just sort those manipulatives. And I love it too, since you can make your own with like these, any kind of colored chip you have, you can make 10 C's and 10 D's, and that way you have a lot of one letter to sort, rather when you buy like a pack that's, don't get me wrong, I love these, they're so pretty, but there's only one. So if you only wanted to sort A, B, C, just write A, B, and C on a ton of these chips, or you can write them on a ton of these gems, and then they can sort just 3 letters. It's also a really great way to differentiate for your kiddos. Or maybe you have like a morning and an afternoon class. The morning class is maybe 3-year-olds and the afternoon class is pre-K. So maybe you just have, you know, 3 letters out for the morning class, then you add out 3 more letters for your pre-K class. Now you can also do sight words on here for my kindergarten teachers. So you can write the sight word on there, and then they would have the letter mats or the letter chips, and they, or letter gems, whatever. And they would have to, like if that said like it, they would define the I and the T, and then they can make their sight words at the letter table. Again, you can also do this with numbers too. Write a number on the plate, and they can put that many objects on the plate. So many ways to use these little plates. And they come in a pack of 8, so that's really, really awesome. Okay. I have a whole bunch. Those are all my letters. Okay, so we're gonna do literacy first, and then math, and then we'll end with some science. So these are just some pre-writing strips. Again, this is I wrote inside of it, and then I ran it through the laminator, so that way this won't erase when your students are writing on it, because you can put these mats out in the middle, right? My light table goes a little bit longer than what you can see there, but so you can put all these different types of lines out for pre-writing, and then you can put out all kinds of fun manipulatives. And what manipulatives do you put out? The ones your students are interested in, the ones they love. Maybe they really love these beads, and you want to always put out some, like some kind of writing marker. These are just the Lakeshore dry erase. Any dry erase will work. So that way they have choice. So they can make the lines with manipulatives. They can trace it with a marker, and then they're getting that pencil grasped in, and they're also actually making the line. But again, you can use this for any manipulative you had. Now, if it's Valentine's Day, put out some Valentine's Day hearts. So it's really easy too to make this related to a theme that you're working on. So that's the pre-writing strips. Again, it's just, and again, I wrote inside of a lamination pouch the different types of lines, ran it through, and then I cut them in half. So we're just gonna stack everything behind me. So you could also make those strips. You can make your own letter cards. But I know a lot of you guys have a lot of printable, because I know we already have a lot of things in our classrooms laminated and ready to go. And I'm going to be honest, I bought the transparency sheets that everyone used on the light table And I don't know if it's my printer. I don't know if I did it wrong, but the ink was wet and everything smudged. So these are literally my regular, these are the Build It mats I have in my TPT store, and they're laminated. I just printed them on regular paper, so they're not on cardstock. But look, you can still see the light through the light table. So again, use any printable you already have, and put out some markers with them. This one apparently is running out. And then put out again, whatever manipulative your students like. Put out a bunch on the table. And then if you want to have more of these, so this is just like almost like a book holder. It's like a rack from a retail store. It just happens to be clear. Now, go to the Dollar Tree and get like some book holders or like a paper holder. Of course. And then you can put all of your printables in there, and then they can pick one out. Now, my trick is to put cardstock on the back or a piece of cardboard, so that way they don't like fall over. But that way you can have out your manipulatives and your sheets and some markers, and then they can make the words or letters. Again, you can use sight word mats if you have those. If you're in kinder, use whatever you need. Use whatever mat you have for what skill you need to work on. Whether it's writing letters, writing numbers, writing sight words. Now you can also do this with their name. So again, I wrote on the inside of the lamination pouch, and then I laminated, and look, we have all of these great names. This one I already traced with the letters. But so again, you can put out markers, manipulatives, and again, put out ones they like. Maybe you want to put out some cars so they can drive their name. Maybe they love little Legos, and maybe you want them to be able to build it with some Legos. You pick what works for you and what your students are interested in, and use that. Now, another thing you can do is just put out. I love giving you guys lots of options. So let's say you don't want to make those names, or you don't have time to make those names, but you already have these in your classroom, or whatever name you have in your classroom. So put these out, spread them all over, okay? Spread them all over the board. These kids don't match the names, so don't worry about that, okay? Put all those out. Then what you're gonna do is put out your letter manipulatives. Now, I'm not gonna dump them out, but you can dump them all out in the corners, kind of on the sides. That way they can find them. And what they're gonna do is they're gonna match the letters. So, of course, the ones I have out, I don't see. Like there's a C, okay. There's a C for Lucas, an M for Emma, A for Aiden. There's no H, I don't see an F. So again, just have the manipulatives, whatever you have, and these are the ones that have the letters on them, so that way they can match them on. Or use the big ones, or put out both. Or use the chips you made that have the letters. And then they get to choose which letter they want to make. And they can make it on top, they can make it underneath, whatever they want to do. So, again, make your own name cards or use the ones you already have in the classroom. It's totally okay. If it's not like the ideal light table manipulative, it's okay. Or printable. Nobody has 80 million hours in a day. So give yourself a break and use what you have. And the kids will love it regardless. So we're going to keep going with kind of writing. So these are the trays that I got at the light table. This is just some sand with some blue sprinkles in it. Okay, but look how pretty, you guys. Like, look. And you guys, there's not a lot of sand in here. But how pretty is that? Because then you can really see those lines. The light really shines through. So you can make an A so they can write. And again, you can put out You can put out letter cards in the middle. This would be the middle, and they could pick a letter card and write it, and then shake to erase. Again, these are just from the dollar store. If you have, if you buy a lot of to-go food, if you buy something that that you buy a lot of and it has like a clear tray in the bottom of it, I can't think of anything off the top of my mind, but you know how there's some food packaging that has that clear tray on it? Use that. Just wash it and use it in your classroom. So you can use it as a writing tray, which is so much fun. Now, let's say your kiddos are not working on letters. Do sight words at your light table. You can also do pre-writing strips. These are some I use all the time in my classroom. They're just on paper. Is the light still shining through? Yes, it is. Again, use what you have. You don't always have to make everything new. I can pick another one because look how gorgeous. And again, these are just the regular paper. It doesn't always have to be fancy, 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 everything perfect for the light table, or really anything perfect at all. So, fun writing tray ideas. All right, so if this is, now this is one of my, a fun manipulative I have. This is just a sorting tray from the dollar store. Now, if you had a wall right here, or a wall behind it, write on a sentence strip, build a letter. Now, are your preschoolers or maybe your kindergartners might read this? Maybe. This is going to be for a parent that walks in your room. It's going to be a prompt to help you say, oh, build a letter. So that way they know there's kind of something they need to do, right? These are little letter builders, but they're the translucent ones. So you can put, and then these letter cards too, I'll put the link in the, where the links are. But these are free on my blog. I love these. Or you can put this on in the middle too. But they can pick a letter and then they can make it with the manipulatives. Broke the W. I made some ahead of time to save time. So there's the D and then the D. But look how gorgeous it shines through. So, so pretty. And again, here's the N. But what they're going to do is they're going to be making all kinds of letters with these little builders. So there's like a kind of a C shape, there's a U shape, and then there's different length lines to make all the letters. And again, these letter cards are free on my blog. So I'll put the links where the links are after this. Now, if you want to practice sight words, now, again, a lot of this stuff you can use for any concept. So do it with letters, do it for sight words, whatever your skills that your students need to practice, do that. This is a piece of tissue paper. Look how pretty it is on the light table. Isn't that so pretty? So what we're going to do is we're going to pretend this is our grass. And we have, this is a green tray from the dollar store. These are those little chicks. And I put little stickers on the top. Now, these chicks are sight word chicks. This says of. And then what you're going to do is, again, use your DIY manipulatives. And they have to, you can also put some pom-poms out for extra fun. But, okay, who wants to do this sight word activity? Do you want to? Because this looks very engaging to me. So 2, of course, let's do one I can find. 2, you can also write on a colored chips your sight words, so that way they have to open them up and close them, which is great hand-eye coordination. It's also great fine motor. So we have 2, T-O, and then they have to put those letters in. These are just the gems from the dollar store again. So that way you don't have the whole alphabet out here. Just use your sight word letters. So you don't need V. So then you got your little sight word in. They match the letter, and then they built it on the inside. Now, you don't want to do sight words. What can you do? Put addition problems on the top. You can also put, what? Letters on the top. Again, I love using these little stickers because one, if they don't come off, which happens, you can put another sticker on the top. But that way you get to reuse all of your manipulatives. But you guys, how much fun is this? And again, it's just stuff from the dollar store and that you make. Okay. there is my grass for my little chicks. Okay, so let's move on to some math. So we always want to sort colors, right? So grab these bowls. These are from IKEA. I know Walmart has them a lot. Put some pom-poms in the middle, and then you can sort by color. Hold on. I need some more room. Hold on. Now, again, you can put out, these are those little, like, pull holders. Like, but how pretty are those? Right? And then you can dump a whole bunch of colored chips or colored whatever you have, pony beads, whatever, on your mat. And then they can sort by color. They can put them in the big tubes. They can put them in the little tubes. Look at all this great fine motor I'm doing as I'm picking it up, putting it in. Hand-eye coordination, all the things. And look how gorgeous these shine through. So, you can do that. If you have these colored cups, that works too. Another thing that is my favorite. Oh, look at me. I have my little sentence strip. So you can, again, just put this on the wall, and that'll let them know that they have to do something. Now, do they always have to do what I think they're going to do at the station? Nope. They may figure something else out. Okay, this is my secret. Okay. Hold on. Like, isn't this so pretty? Do you know what this is? It's laminated tissue paper. But look how gorgeous the light shines through. How pretty is that? I cut it up, cut out the tissue paper and laminated it. But you guys, how gorgeous is this? The blue one out. But isn't it so pretty? So then you can sort with whatever you have. You can have, again, if maybe you have sorting bears, maybe you have pom-poms, whatever you want to do. And don't forget, you can always put out tweezers if you want, if you have like a pom-pom on the table. I love putting tweezers out, but you could cover your whole table. Don't forget about black, brown, and gray too. And put out all the colors all around the table. And then they can sort by color. And you guys, this is free. Well, not free, but you probably have colored tissue paper in your room. So it's almost free, right? Or maybe your school district supplies it to you. But how pretty is that? You can even put the bowls out with it. And then, again, put these all around it. And then this is on the wall or in the middle. So, I mean, how engaging is that? So much fun. And they have options, right? So many things they can sort. Oh my gosh. So much fun. This is my secret for the light table. Laminated tissue paper. It's the best. So let me show you something you can do like holiday-ish with laminated tissue paper. So I shared this on Instagram, but all it is I even didn't cut them all out. So I cut out a heart with tissue paper. If your kiddos love loose hearts, this is for you guys. Hearts for Valentine's Day, shamrocks for St. Patrick's Day, flowers for spring, suns for summer. Well, not maybe suns, maybe fish for summer. You can literally do anything. And then all I did was I cut it out. I didn't cut all of them out because I wanted to show you guys. But just put them out and then give them some manipulatives. So this one, I just happen to have this little chocolates tray. You don't always have to have it in this tray. Again, just put out little cups of all the different manipulatives. And again, you don't always have to have everything light table. They can sort. They can, fill it up and make designs. These are those hearts. You can also put in chips. And they can make designs. They can do it as loose parts. They can make patterns around the edge. But look at this. Look at all this problem solving, fine motor work. They're going to have to share all their space. Maybe they're going to sort. Maybe they don't want to sort. Maybe they want to do that on the outside and that on the inside. And then maybe they want to do some some coins in the middle. Again, use what you have. Again, pom-poms are great on the light table, also because you can put out tweezers. It doesn't always have to be these like perfect light table-y things, but sometimes the dollar store has that stuff, which is great when they do, right? But yeah, use this for any holiday. Any holiday. Put out pumpkins for fall with just some fall colored manipulatives. Some can be light table, some can't. I would say if you only can get, like if you're going to splurge and get a light table and a manipulative, these are from Lakeshore, but again, any colored chips will work. Get some colored chips because you can use them for sorting, loose parts. You can write sight words on them, letters on them, numbers on them, so many things. Okay, so you can also sneak science in. So again, this is from my color unit. So we have the color wheel. These are just some little, again, you guys, this is just printed on paper. It's not fancy because again, I couldn't get the transparency paper to work. And also that transparency paper is insanely expensive. So take your sensory bottles and put them at the light table. Put the colored, what are these? Oh my gosh, they're the color mixing ones. So if you put these two together, red and yellow, and it'll make orange. So put out any color mixing discs you have. And again, put this up. I'm not going to put all of these up, but that way they can sort by color. They can mix the colors, and you have your color wheel at the top. So you got some science going on. So yeah, do explore colors at the light table because we probably already have sensory bottles. Now, if you don't have sensory bottles, use your sensory bags. Maybe you have like those hair gel baggies. Like how gorgeous is that? Okay. So we got colors. That's probably a kind of a given, but again, just add, if you have a science printable, add it to your light table. Okay. Anybody else have trouble sometimes getting things off of the light table? This girl does. Okay. This one's gonna stay on there because I can't get it off. Okay. So maybe you're doing an ice cream theme, but maybe you still want to work on sorting colors. These are from the dollar store. Yes, they are. Put out some ice cream. You guys, this is balled up pieces of tissue paper. And why did I do purple? I just tied some ribbon at the bottom. Blue and pink. Because those are the colored the colored scoops that the Dollar Tree had. So you can literally just put out all the pom-poms. I'm not going to dump all of the bowls out because that would be kind of a mess, right? And then you can put out sight words or put out some words. So that way we're adding in some literacy. Got pink. And then what they're going to do is they're going to scoop up the ice cream and sort it. Now, they're going to have to problem solve because the tissue paper is going to pick up different than the pom-pom. The little pom-poms are going to be trickier to pick up than the small ones. I also put out some other different size spoons so they can test and use different tools for the different things. And then again, if you want to be really fancy like me, write a little prompt and just put it in the corner. So now we know to sort by color. I literally wrote this on paper. It's real fancy. Okay, but oh my gosh, how engaging would this be for an ice cream theme or a summer theme? And again, these are just those plastic bowls again. Oh, there's the word for purple. So, oh my gosh, how much fun is that? Okay, hold on. Alrighty. Oh, little pom-poms everywhere. Okay. Don't fall too much, guys. Okay. Now, again, we're staying with math over here, okay? Maybe we want to explore capacity. So, take some water bottles and put different fill lines on them. I know a lot of people like to do this in the sensory table, but you can do it at the light table too. You can also put a book out. Put it on the table. Put it in like a little stand. So that way, if they want to use a book and they want to look at it for reference, they can. Now, you can literally just take pom-poms and spread them out. I'm not going to dump all of them for you, but you can also put them out of order, but they can practice filling the pom-poms and getting them to what? To the line, right? You don't want that too many more. And look at this. They are going to have to try and get them out, right? And they can use tweezers to fill it up. And they're going to figure out which one takes longer to fill up, which one isn't shorter. They're going to be noticing all the sizes and comparing. This one holds a lot. This one holds a little. Again, just that super, super basic level of understanding for capacity, but they're getting it, right? Now, you also, I put all my pom-poms away before I was ready. Okay, so let's say we have all these pom-poms, right? But look how engaging and fun these pom-poms are. Put out, these are just some, like, different, they're the liquid measurement cups. Again, Amazon. But they can fill up each cup. And they can see if I pour this one in here, oh, look, this only fills this one up a little bit. So this one must be a lot bigger or must be able to hold a lot more than this smaller one. And you can even put the sizes out or put like how much it fits on there. So they know this one's like 1,000 and this one is 50. You can put the little sizes on there. Again, or you can just leave it like this. So we have the book out. We have all the pom-poms. Again, I would cover the light table and pom-poms, but I'm not going to do it for the video for you guys. So, and again, have tweezers out because even a little bit of fine motor work, again, all of those little minutes, maybe they'll only use a minute today and they use it a minute tomorrow. All of those little minutes will add up to large amounts of time. That's how you see large amounts of time. So much fun. And do you have to have these fancy ones? No. Put out 3 different size clear plastic cups. Anything you guys want to do. Okay. Let's move on to some counting. So, you can make your own DIY 10 frame map. This is just some tape. So I put tape on the inside and then I ran it through laminator. So now I have a 10 frame. So, where is my dice? So, again, you can put out any manipulative that they love. And they roll the dice. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4. I always have them counted in their hand first because a lot of them do not stop at the amount, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. And then they can roll again. Again, super simple. Roll and fill, roll and fill. You can do a double 10 frame. You can use 2 dice if you want to do addition. But just make 3 of these, 4 of these, and put them around. And again, change out the manipulative based on the season or the holiday. And that way it stays engaging. Now, you can also, this is just a different one I made. This one was harder to make than this one because this one doesn't have an edge. But all I did was I put the tape in the middle and then I wrote the numbers on the inside before I ran it through. But look at how cool this 10 frame is because now it has the numbers. So now we can do more things with it, right? We can match numbers. We can count. Again, I'm just going to have my chips and my beads since they're right here, right next to me. 1, 2. Now, this one would be fun if you have dominoes. This is 7, so you can put that in. So again, we're representing numbers in a variety of ways, numbers and quantities. So we have the objects, we have dominoes, we have numerals. Again, it's just so much fun. These are really fun. If you want to make your own DIY dominoes, take one of these, take a transparency page, draw lines on it, and then what you're going to do is you're going to want to draw dots on the inside, and then you got your own DIY dominoes. And I have 3 of a lot because typically I'll put my manipulatives in the middle, and then I have 1 on each side, and then 1 in the middle. So that way 3 kids can be at my light table at one time. Okay, moving on to shapes. So, again, me and my fanciness, sort the shapes just on a sentence strip. Again, you can hang it right here, put it on in the middle. And again, I made my own. I drew shapes in the middle of my lamination pouches. And now I have shapes. All of these different shapes. And again, use the shapes that your students are working on. So we have triangles and squares. Now, you can do a lot of things with these, right? They can just fill them, right? I'm going to do this in the fast way. So they can just fill up the shape. They can also trace the shape. They could also trace the shape with a dry erase marker. Okay? So if you put these out, students are going to do different things with the manipulatives just because everybody's brain is different and different kids are going to see different things and different, everybody's creative and their brain works in different ways. So they're going to do different things. Again, some kids may trace the shape. You can also write the name of the shape in the middle if you wanted. Trace it. They may want to trace it with a dry erase. Okay. You can also, if you have these, if you don't, that's okay too. Again, just fill it up. I have these shape manipulatives. They're like light table shape manipulatives. So they can also sort the shapes. Now, if you don't have these and you want to make your own, what can you do? Laminate tissue paper. I don't know where it is right now. Laminate some tissue paper and cut out the shapes. And then you have your own DIY shape manipulatives. They're a little tricky to get off, right? So many fun things you can do with shapes. But again, I made these. I didn't have to buy another thing, which is always awesome, right? And we have our little prompt. Okay. All right, so now if you have pattern blocks, light table pattern blocks, which are so much fun, I love these. You don't have to buy or print on transparent paper. I just printed these on paper. Now I didn't laminate these. You can. I just didn't because of time. And then again, I would have these all spread out in the middle, or you can put them in a bucket. And then what your students can do, I have it facing you, but they can make the different animals. Now, use whatever pattern blocks you have. These are, I have zoo and I have 2 sets of free pattern block mats in my TPT store. So we'll put those links in the comments for you guys. But that way they can make animals or make things with shapes by twisting and turning and sliding and manipulating the shapes, which is the standard we all have to do, right? We use shapes to twist and use shapes to make pictures by twisting and turning and manipulating them. So this would be a great activity to cover that standard. And again, you can just put the extra ones in the corner. That way they have more to pick from once they do the ones that are already out. Okay. So if you want to do measurement at the light table, you can. I have this. All of these math books are from Scholastic. I also have them linked in my Amazon storefront, but you can put this up. I would put it like usually, again, my light table is against the wall, so I would like lean this against the wall. That way it's not taking up a lot of table space. But what you can do is put out some manipulatives. Now, I have these. They're just like the connecting cubes, okay? If you don't have these, that's okay. You can use whatever manipulative you have on hand. Now, what you're going to do is you are going to put tape on the table that are different lengths. Now, can you also put string on the table? Yes. Can you put whatever you want on the table that they can measure? Yes. Can you put zoo animals and they can measure them? 100%. So, oh my gosh, look at that. So that way they can measure, oh, this one is too big. I have to take one off. So they can measure them with the different objects. Like I said, if you don't have light table cubes, fine. Use whatever you have and they can measure them by repeating the same object, which is non-standard measurement, right? So now this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It is 9 snowflakes or beads big. whatever you want to call it. Again, use the manipulatives your students like. And again, this is just a clear tray from the dollar store to make it a little more engaging. And buy 2 trays, and then you don't have to buy anymore, right? And this is just a sentence strip that I have. It says, how long is the tape? So if this was against my wall, I could have, this up here and the book here, and then they could measure how long all the different pieces of tape are. Or maybe they're measuring 2 animals. Who knows? All right, so you want to do pattern to the light table? Oh, here's my little thing. So this is just a little easel. Sometimes they have these at like the dollar store. Again, I'm very fancy today. So I just say make a pattern, and I did patterns with dot stickers. You can just draw them. This is probably from the dollar store. And then I have a tray, and then all I would do is I would put these out. I did some for you guys, so that way you're not sitting here watching me make patterns or whatever it is. So I would just have these out, and I would have a couple of these started, so that way they know kind of what to do. If they want, obviously, if they just want to put all red on this one, that works for me too. These are just little sparkly pipe cleaners. These are just little pony beads. If you have 3-year-olds, use beads that are bigger. Use those bigger pony beads, or you can use these snowflake ones. Again, use what you have in your classroom. And they are going to make patterns with the beads, because how engaging does this look? This would be really fun for any theme, but like a space theme would be really fun because it kind of looks like little, I don't know. Anything silver always reminds me of like an outer space. So, all right. Okay, I have another math one. Now this is for my, word to the wise, take off your stickers when you get them because I can't get this one off. I need to try that hack that you, what do you do? What's it called? You like hair dryer the labels to get it off. So this is just that 3 tray. This is plus and equals. So now we have an addition tray. So you can do this a couple different ways. You can use flashcards, like maybe your class is working on adding to 7. Maybe they're working on adding to 3. So you can put this out, and maybe they're going to work on this problem. 3 plus 6. So they'll put 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then they can do one of 2 things. 1, 2, 3, and then it's 9, right? So they would count it out. They can write, you can't really see it, sorry. I probably use like a thicker marker, but I did. I wrote it in there. You just can't see it, right? So 3 plus 6 equals 9. And so they can add it up. They can always move them over there too, up to you. Because look, it erases. Obviously put an eraser out. Don't have them use the fingers like me. Another thing you could do is put out dominoes. Now, if you don't have light table dominoes, that's okay. You don't have to use light table dominoes for this. So they could do 1 plus 6 equals, and they could put, let's use something different. And we've used those a lot. And you could also put out different things too. 1, and then what does that equal? 7, right? And then they have to write it, and then they can erase, and they can pick a new domino. They can also, these are great because you can roll the dice in them. Okay, why do I always get large numbers? So we rolled 3 plus 2 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's like a little addition machine, which is so much fun. Again, play it in a way that is appropriate for your students that you have in your classroom at their level. And do it maybe they love dominoes, so use dominoes. Maybe they love dice, use dice. I just love it because they roll so perfect. So fun. Got a little addition machine. Okay. All right, so this one is going to go a little bit longer than normal because I have 4 more activities to show you. Now, you guys know I love my stickers, okay? This one is great for Easter, or not Easter, sorry. It is great for spring, growing, gardens, any of that. Oh my gosh, okay. Something almost fell on me over there, but we are okay. So, go to the Dollar Tree and get all these really fun little carrots, okay? And again, this is just a bowl from the Dollar Tree. But what you're gonna, oh, I lost the top. What they're gonna do is, I put numbers on them. You can put addition problems, up to you. Subtraction, well, maybe not subtraction, but I just have a whole bunch of pom-poms that look kind of like a carrot. You can put some green tissue paper on here if you want to. And what they're, oh, I lost my top. So 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, geez. Need to hot glue those on. So they can add, and now look, they have the little carrot, it has 7 in it, and then they can pick out another one and count it out. Again, use numbers, use, use addition problems. You pick what you want to do. But it's so fun, and I love it. I love using anything, like any of the clear containers from the Dollar Tree. They have, last Christmas, I saw they had stars and trees, which you could use trees like for camping, so many different things. So look at the dollar store. This one, I'm very excited about. So this one is Build a City. Okay, so again, I have my wall right here. I would have that on there. And I have a whole bunch of roads. These roads are actually from my Community Helpers Math and Literacy Center set, okay? So what they're gonna do is they can build a city. And then they can use some blocks. And they can build houses. And then they can drive the cars. So what are they doing? They're making a map. In a very simple way that is appropriate for them. They are making a map of their little town. Maybe they're making a map of the school. And now they are building, I'm just using the ones that are already built. And now look at that. Again, I literally copied these on regular paper and laminated them. They are nothing fancy. No transparency sheets. But look how pretty it shines through. And then they can drive the cars all around their little city. I mean, how much fun is that? And it's also really good if you want to practice, if they are having a hard time tracing, they are going to have to use their eyes and track the road and keep the car on the road. So this is a like kind of a pre-writing activity almost, because they have to trace all those different straight lines. So much fun. Okay. Just holding it up in the air. You can also put a book about a city out here up like on your wall if you wanted to. You could put a picture of a city or a picture of a map on there. Whatever you wanted to do. Okay. Oh, and these are just light table Duplo blocks. If you don't have these, use whatever blocks you have. Maybe you have, these are from the Dollar Tree. They're just the smaller Legos. I don't think they have them right now. They have them kind of randomly, I guess, almost. Okay, you could also, I know a lot of us have these. They can also build with these. These are those like ice cube blocks that everybody uses during a, like a winter Arctic theme. These are great. So gorgeous on the light table. For building, for sorting, anything. Okay. I had them down here because I wanted to remind you to use what you have, right? Because I think a lot of times as teachers, or at least me, I forget about all the manipulatives I have and how I can use them in different ways because we use our hard-earned money on them, or we work really hard to get a grant, or we ask our admin to get them for us. So we want to use the things that we have instead of always buying more. So this is a fun idea for a habitat. Now, I know we all do this one, right? Build the Arctic. What are these? Ice cream cups, containers that I wash and keep. These are, again, the shot glasses. These are some icicles. You can also put out the blue gems. I have the white ones somewhere. I don't know where they are, but you can put out the white ones too. And then put out little penguins. And then what you can do is put up photos behind it of what? The Arctic, or maybe an iceberg. or maybe a glacier. So that way, because our preschoolers or kindergartners have probably never been to the Arctic or anywhere where this is, right? Unless they are very lucky ducks, right? So give them visuals. So this would be a perfect STEM challenge. So now they have a visual of what an iceberg looks like, because they may not know what an iceberg looks like yet, because we are still building all of that background knowledge. And look at all this great vocabulary. I am building an iceberg for my penguins in the Arctic and they're going to use all these different things. And again, just use what you have. Look and see what you have that's clear. These are really ornaments for a tree that I use during my winter theme all the time, but how pretty would these be on the light table? Okay, so that's an Arctic one. Now, you don't have to always do Arctic. I know we love the Arctic because it's ice and everything is clear, right? But you could also do a rainforest. This is just that clear tray. These are different types of leaves. I can build the rainforest. And this time, give them green and blue gems. So now they can build, these are just some tree blocks. And again, you don't always have to have everything that's clear at the light table. I think some of us I used to get caught up on that. Everything had to be clear. It doesn't. Okay, so they can build a rainforest at the light table. And this is, again, I just cut all these off flowers from the Dollar Tree. And they can build it with their little figures. And then again, it's a great way to do a STEM challenge, to sneak in some science and vocabulary, like rainforest. That's a really big word for our little learners, but they are smart enough and they can totally handle it. Give them the big words. Even if they don't fully understand them in your classroom, the next time they hear it, they'll understand it a little bit more. And then the following time they hear it, that might be the time it sticks, right? Because you gave them some background knowledge. They may not fully understand a concept, kind of like space, right? They're never going to fully understand what a planet is. I don't even know if I do as an adult, right? It's a very abstract concept. But the rainforest, for a lot of our little learners, is an abstract concept. They've probably never been there. They don't know what that would look like. Sometimes it's hard to visualize it for our little learners. So use those big words, give them some background knowledge, and then maybe the next time they hear it in kindergarten, or maybe the next time they hear it in first grade, it'll be like, oh yeah, I know, I've heard that word before. I know that rainforests are green, there's lots of trees, that's all I got. But now they can build on that background knowledge, right? We're just building and building and building until they have a deeper understanding of all the things. Okay, I'm gonna leave you with two. I have two more. Okay, you can also just let them build. These are those like crystal things. And these are my favorite things to build with at the light table. Can you write letters on them? Yes, you can write a letter on the end and they have to match the letter. You can do that. Or they can just build and have fun and balance and do all the things, because these are so much fun to build with. So much fun. Just shot glasses, or our building light table cups. Maybe we want to call them light table cups. And they come in different colors. But yeah, just let them build. That works too. They don't always have to have this insane, extravagant thing on your lesson plans. It can be build with our light table cups and gems at the light table. It doesn't have to be madness every time. Okay, I am giving you one last activity and then we are done. So, do you want to do art? Maybe your kids love art. Maybe they need to practice scissor skills. Do it at the light table. I got my color book. Again, it would be like leaning up against the wall. Wax paper. I just dropped it. Look, it's kind of like clear paper. How gorgeous is that? If you have students who need to practice cutting, put an art table, put an art project at the light table. These look gorgeous, very inviting. I just cut strips of tissue paper, nothing fancy. They're not even, they're not equal. It's fine. What they're gonna do is they will end up with this. They can use the scissors to cut and glue it on. I also have bounce back scissors which I think are called loop scissors, but they bounce back open. So if your students are struggling with scissors or their hand gets tired with these are great. Okay, so we have these probably in like a little cup. This would be against the wall, and now they can make gorgeous art at the light table. It doesn't just have to be sciencey things. It can be literacy, it can be math, it can be art, it can be whatever you want it to be. So I hope you guys loved all of these art table ideas, and again, the links for all the things are where the links are. So if you need anything, please leave a comment and we will get back to you and hopefully answer that question for you. So if you do any of this in your classroom, please tag Pocket of Preschool, because I can't wait and I love to see what you guys do in the classroom, because you guys always take my idea and you like take it up a notch because you are just amazing. So make sure to tag me. I can't wait to see what you guys do with the light table in your classroom. I will talk to you soon. Bye.